Janet Kuypers.
How to not be seen or something. It's all down here. That's okay. I'm the odd one. Somebody approached me and said that they thought people back home this morning at breakfast, people in Maryland think that I'm just crazy tall. And he's looking at us and he's like, no, but I'm thinking you more than him even. You're just so tall. I'm just tall. I don't know. That's me. Sorry, I'm just talking about, don't worry about it. I was going to share with you 3 more poems from this book, Chapter 38, Volume 1. 2 more poems from that first show that was Questions in a World Without Answers, so it's questioning things. This first piece is called Content with Inferior Men. There are some theorists that say that women need to be able to look up to a man in order to feel complete. These theorists say that a woman could not be president, at least not on a personal level, because, you know, think of it. Here is a woman, the most powerful person on earth, and she would never have anyone who would have more power than her. How could she look up to any man? How could she respect any man? How could she admire any man? And you know, I can see the point on that. I mean, how can you love someone if you don't respect them? I mean, I was a woman that I want somebody in my life that I can actually teach me a thing or two, that can help me grow. And if I was the most important, powerful person on earth, I'd probably think that there was nobody that could actually teach me anything. But the other thing that I can think of in response to this theory is, why don't men who are presidents of the United States of America find themselves unhappy with their boring, unequal, supportive wives? Why is it that men are content with inferior women, but women aren't content with inferior men? This is a different political asking questions. This piece is called People's Lives Were at Stake. I know everyone is talking about it after the fact, and you'd hear the reports in the news about the damage done. And you'd think that we were in a war zone and all of this was done for religious purposes and people's lives were at stake. And maybe they were, and I just don't know it. I don't know. But I do know what it's like to have a cause, but I've never tried to close people off to it. I've tried to include them, to open them up to it. But I remember deciding once to walk to a women's parade called Take Back the Night, so that people could see that women should feel safe walking alone down the street at night without worrying about being mugged or raped or killed because they were female. Well, anyway, I was walking to this parade to take photographs because I'm a photographer, and a group of women were walking in a group toward the parade. So I walked down the street and I started walking along with them, and they were chanting and singing, and I thought, wow, this is unity. People together for a cause. And so I walked along with them, and then one of the women just told me after a while when we were all walking together that some of the women there didn't like me walking with them because I was white and they were African American. And I looked around me and I saw that there wasn't a racial mix. And I said, well, we're all going to the same place. And a woman replied, well, some people just don't like you walking with us anyway. So I turned my head and then I let them walk and I crossed the street and I took another street and I got to the parade before them. And this is how we define the way we should be separated, I suppose, though I don't understand it. And during the parade, I heard about a trial, a case where a black man was convicted of a police brutality crime. And the trial had just ended. And everybody was just out in the streets for it. The black community was outraged, saying that the white man was holding them down, and maybe in a way they were right. night, and I just don't understand it. A large group of people decided to start their own rally that night, which seemed to take center stage from women's rights. I mean, we're just women. What are we going to do? Complain a little louder, or just be a little bit more irritating in the tone of our voices? But then again, maybe it's just a matter of deciding who has the most loudest voice or the most recent argument to complain about. I don't know. But we were out that night, and I heard the next day that in light of this trial, 23 fires were started on school property, and most of them were of books in libraries. And I thought, this isn't non-resistant violence, this is out-and-out violence, and what they're destroying are opportunities for learning and not ideas. Yeah, but do these books hold down what a white man wants you to learn? Is this how they alter our perceptions? I don't know, but this doesn't solve anything, and this isn't the answer. And then I heard about one of my best friends, a white male. He was hit by a black man on the street after they went out that night, and the doctor said that he had to have a roll of quarters in his hand or brass knuckles or something because it was a clean break of their jaw. And for 6 weeks, his jaw was wired shut, and he had to throw pizza or meatloaf into a blender so that he could eat something other than ice cream while he was trying to recover. And I thought, is this getting us anything? Is anything getting done? Are we coming any closer to racial harmony? What are we learning from this? On a happy, short, lighter note, this was from another show called How Do I Get There? And it's called Tall Man. I can feel your presence across the room. A movement, a stir. Your long shadow stretches across the walls. An innocent glance. I'll take whatever I can take. A stranger, yet I feel I know you all too well.
Yeah.